Well, Eastern DRC is entering what could be one of the most consequential phases of the war in recent months. In just the last 24 hours, Twirwaneho has threatened to expand its operations toward Burundian positions while claiming it will begin using drones captured from the FARDC and Burundian troops. Burundi has responded by reinforcing one of its key fronts with a senior military commander as M23 continues to pile pressure around Baraka. At the same time, Rwanda has sharpened its positions on the FDLR, arguing that dismantling the group would effectively mean dismantling the FARDC itself. These are not isolated developments. These are pieces of a much bigger picture, and today we're connecting them all. Well, this is Bonafide. If you haven't subscribed, kindly subscribe and hit that notification button so that when I release something new on Eastern DRC, you get notified as soon as possible. We begin in South Kivu, where the Twirwaneho appears to be riding a wave of confidence following recent battlefield gains around Minembwe. After capturing the strategic point zero and expanding its control in the area, Twirwaneho fighters have now issued one of their boldest statements yet. According to the fighters, they will soon begin using drones seized from both the FARDC and Burundian forces during recent operations. Whether these drones are immediately operational or still require preparation, the message is unmistakable. Twirwaneho wants both its supporters and its opponents to know that recent victories have not only brought territorial gains, but have also provided military equipment that could enhance its operational capabilities. Even more significant was the second part of the statement. The fighters openly declare that they intend to continue pushing southwards, placing Burundian positions directly in their sights. Well, that is a major escalation. Until now, much of the attention has been focused on fighting between the M23 and the FARDC in North Kivu, while the Twirwaneho's operations have remained concentrated in the Minembwe region. By openly threatening Burundian positions, Twirwaneho is signaling that it is prepared to widen the battlefield if necessary. For Burundi, this comes despite recent battlefield setbacks. Rather than showing signs of reducing its military presence, Bujumbura appears determined to continue fighting alongside the FARDC. That determination is now being tested as pressure continues to build across several fronts in South Kivu. Well, that brings us to the second major development. Reports indicate that Burundian Army Commander General Muzinga has reportedly crossed through Kamchinua before proceeding to Baraka. According to the information emerging from the ground, his mission is clear: stop the M23 advancing further and prevent the movement from capturing the strategic town of Baraka. This deployment is significant. Military commanders of General Muzinga's level are not sent to frontline sectors without a clear operational purpose. His reported arrival suggests that Burundi considers the Baraka front increasingly critical and is moving to strengthen its defensive posture before the situation deteriorates further. Baraka occupies an important position in South Kivu. Should the M23 succeed in expanding towards the town, it will place additional pressure on the government and allied forces while potentially opening new operational opportunities across the region. Burundi clearly appears determined to prevent that outcome. The deployment of General Muzinga sends a message that Bujumbura is not backing away despite growing challenges facing its forces on the ground. Instead, it is reinforcing its commitment to the campaign. Whether those reinforcements will be enough remains one of the biggest questions in the coming days. The third major development comes not from the battlefield, but from Kigali. Rwanda has once again reinforced one of the central arguments behind its security policy regarding the Eastern DRC. In a statement relayed by Rwanda's Ministry of Defense, Senator Evode Uwizeyimana argued that dismantling the FDLR will effectively require dismantling the FARDC because, according to Rwanda, the FDLR has become integrated into the Congolese army. The statement points to the testimonies from former FDLR members, information held by Rwanda, and reports from Congolese officials as the basis for this conclusion. This represents a stronger articulation of Rwanda's long-standing position. Rather than portraying the FDLR as merely cooperating with the FARDC, Kigali is arguing that the two are so deeply intertwined that separating them is no longer possible. That argument carries major implications. It reinforces Rwanda's position that any attempt to address security concerns in Eastern DRC cannot ignore what it describes as the integration of the FDLR within the Congolese military establishment. As diplomatic efforts continue to struggle, statements like these further harden positions and make political compromise increasingly difficult. Taken together, these three developments reveal how quickly the conflict is evolving. Twirwaneho is projecting growing confidence after recent gains, threatening to expand southwards while claiming possession of captured drones. Burundi is responding by sending one of its senior military commanders to reinforce the increasingly important Baraka front in an effort to halt M23's advance. And Rwanda is sharpening its diplomatic messaging by insisting that the FDLR is embedded within the FARDC, a position that continues to shape its approach to the conflict. Military operations are intensifying. Political rhetoric is becoming even stronger. And every movement on the battlefield is now being matched by increasingly uncompromising public statements. The next few days could determine whether these developments remain separate flashpoints or merge into a much broader escalation across the Eastern DRC. Well, I'll continue to keep you updated and informed of the latest of what will come out from Eastern DRC. Keep it bonafide. Well, if you value the Africa geopolitical analysis I do here on Bonafide, please consider supporting the channel. Producing independent and research-driven content takes time and resources, and YouTube revenue alone is not enough. Your support, whether by sharing, subscribing, or contributing, helps Bonafide remain consistent, independent, and analytical. Thank you for supporting independent African analysis.